Eigentlich würde jetzt der dänische Beitrag kommen, aber der Referent ist noch nicht ganz da. Ich weiß nicht, wie er anreist. Ja, mit der Bahn. Okay, er ist mit der Bahn noch nicht ganz da. Müsste, ich sag mal so, in 5 Minuten eintreffen. Ich glaube, es ist vielleicht ein guter Moment, wenn Sie Rückfragen haben an die Referenten, die jetzt da waren. Dann wäre das vielleicht eine Möglichkeit, die 5 Minuten dafür kurz zu nutzen. Sei es in Deutsch, sei es in Englisch. Ich habe hier auch noch ein Mikrofon, was ich dann rumgeben kann. Und wir können sozusagen hinten anfangen, aber im Prinzip hängt es jetzt einfach davon ab, an wen hätten Sie Fragen. Wenn Sie welche haben. Ja.
Ja, vielen Dank erstmal, Jörn Stadtlander. Ich bin auch 1 Stunde zu spät gekommen, dank Deutscher Bahn aus Hamburg. Von daher, wenn Sie das komplizieren, ist das von Dänemark natürlich noch mehr verspätend. I have a question, maybe a personal question to the guy from Hungary. And I think it's a typical question to all of us. Why do you have to ship your children by car to the school in a city? Yeah, because I think hopefully there are also other options, but okay, I don't know. Thank you very much for the big surrounding from Austria. And the question from the first one, which I don't get fully, do we have also some figures about the different prices for the same models which we have in Europe, which seems to be clearly driven by different subventions? Just as an example, and I think here are people maybe from Volkswagen, I just have been in Prague and in Czech Republic, and you know the new up, which is a great car, of course, and it's a great, good value for money, is roughly 3,000 euros, surprisingly cheaper in Czech Republic by listed price than in Germany, where they have to give now in future 3,000 rebate net for the customers. And this is without VAT, just net. So I think this is something which we have to also think about politics and all that. And I would like to have more statistics about that.
I think we start with you.
Yeah, I will be very short. Thank you for the question. Absolutely clear. So before I worked for Microsoft, I was working for EvoPro. EvoPro is created the first electric buses in Hungary. We've already sold a small fleet to Budapest, and I was the business development director for this project. And we focused on the midi bus, not the solo bus, the midi bus, which is absolutely fit into the city. And one of the program was when we forced, the ministry and the government and the people to do something with the school bus project. Because everywhere where there is some international school, American school, French school, German school, Austrian school, all of the others, they have the special shuttle service for children. But it's really expensive. And for the normal school, we might have some special program in the countryside where, we have just the small school, not on every village then, which was supported by the government. And we said, okay, let's use electric midi bus within Budapest, and for the big, we have 8 big, town in Budapest, and we could force the people just to send, all kids to the school by bus. If we are not using the conventional product, because what's the normal situation everywhere, they are not buying the midi bus for the school bus services like in the US or somewhere else. They are buying the special, sometimes old, standard shuttle, similar like this crafter, and they are just put seats on it, which is not safe. It's absolutely not follow the EU regulation. We are just saying, we can manage it. And we can't compare our electric fleets with this conversion, handmade stuff. Somebody has to do something with the regulation on the government level. I think it was 4 years ago, nothing's happened. So in Budapest and in the CE countries, we are forcing, the companies to paying all the managers with company cars. If I'm getting the free company cars, it's part of my payment, which there is a good car and I have the free petrol, then why should I pay extra for the school bus? So that's the reason why we have the huge traffic jam. So in this case, two things which has to be, driven by the government. The first, support the company car with special extra taxes. Thank you for the Netherlands, which has, the better step forward because they are not paying extra, money for this kind of, company car situation. Then the second one, do something with the school bus program. We are lucky because in Hungary, we have the national, bus program again. I think this is the 6th one, and which has the huge electrified section and one of the highlighted elements in the school bus. So I hope next year we're gonna have some kind of, pilot program in Hungary. Until this situation, I have to take the car with my son, and I'm forcing him to use our Vespa. That's it. Thank you.
Oh.
Ja, zum Autopreis und den Steuern bzw. den Vergünstigungen. Die Nova zum Beispiel ist natürlich desto mehr, desto größer oder desto mehr Verbrauch. Die fällt eben bei den Elektrofahrzeugen weg. Aber von der Klasse der Elektrofahrzeuge kann es auch passieren, dass ein teurerer wie der Jaguar E oder Audi e-tron oder der größere Tesla vollkommen rausfällt aus der Förderung. Ja? Ja.
Gibt es eine Statistik, der norwegische Kollege hatte das ja gefragt,
Aha.
dass wir mal sehen können,
Niederländisch.
die Listenpreise netto in Europa sehr unterschiedlich. Ich hatte das Beispiel gebracht von dem IA, der
You understand what he says? Yeah, okay.
kommen alle aus Bratislava, alle gleich.
Aha.
3.000 Euro billiger netto in Prag als eben in Berlin oder in Hannover.
Die gibt's.
Ohne Mehrwertsteuer, ohne
Ja.
Und da müssen wir mal mit den Automobilherstellern, denke ich mal, auch reden und sagen, Leute, so war das eigentlich nicht geplant. Das Ding ist ja sogar, also die Logistik von Bratislava bis Prag ist ja sogar kürzer als nach Hannover.
Die gibt es definitiv, beispielsweise weiß ich es von Hyundai, definitiv in Deutschland zum Beispiel günstiger. Ich habe etliche Kollegen, die im Grenzbereich wohnen und sich dann die Autos in Deutschland gekauft haben. Ja, trotz Förderung noch in Deutschland günstiger. Also es sind da definitiv Unterschiede. Und zum Thema Elterntaxi darf ich noch eine kleine Idee bringen, die wir gemacht haben, und zwar eine Bahnmeile rund um die Schule. Keine Zufahrten mit Fahrzeugen überhaupt und die Kinder gehen das letzte Stück zu Fuß.
I was not sure. I could not follow everything, but I thought the question was also partly aimed at my presentation with regards to the purchase price. It's a simple answer. Yes, there are differences in the purchase price between countries. Your example was quite extreme, but there are differences. I think if you look in the total cost of ownership, and you look at the purchase price, you look at the residual value, and then you look only at the depreciation of that part. You can also see that comparing one country to the other, there are quite some differences in residual value. For example, if you look in Norway, the residual value in terms of percentages, the electric vehicle is higher than the diesel one and the petrol one, just because second-hand value is not that big anymore. In countries where the uptake of EV is not that big yet, this is still different, but it's quite close. So in terms of percentages, the depreciation of these electric vehicles compared to conventionally powered internal combustion engine vehicles is more or less the same. And these figures have got bigger impact than the difference in list price of 2,000 or 3,000 euros.
Wir haben dazu auch ein Projekt in Niederösterreich gehabt, nennt sich E-Pendler, wo verschiedenste Fahrzeuge gefahren sind und man die Gesamtkosten entsprechend verglichen hat. Und die Preise oder die Kosten sind sehr, sehr unterschiedlich, ab wann sich das amortisiert, je nach Fahrzeug. Spannenderweise zum Beispiel war der E-Golf eher da im hinteren Bereich in Bezug auf die Amortisation und der Nissan weiter vorne.
Just a short notes. My German is still not good, so go back to English. So in Hungary, we just did the survey with the second-hand cars because we had the same issue. Why we are not seeing a lot of interest to buy the new cars? The VAT in Hungary is 27%. We are on the top. So if we are buying the cars, even the netto price is a little bit cheaper than in Prague, but because of the VAT, the individual person doesn't want to buy the car in Hungary because it's expensive. So in this case, we have two options to buy the expensive cars like Tesla. To buy the car with not the Hungarian identifications. That's a good thing because a lot of cars with Rosenheim. Because we have this, special car services. It's a Hungarian company, but it's, managed from Germany. That was really good. The Hungarian government said, okay, let's do something because it's not really good because they are not paying a lot of tax and anymore. Another thing, the parking. You can't get the free parking tickets based on residentials because of the unique plates. And we have, the green plates in Hungary. If somebody who came with electric cars today? So, guys, if you are coming to Budapest and you would like to use the free parking, you can't do it. If you don't have the green plates, that's the thing. So that's the reason why all the people started to think, okay, I have two options. Buy, the new car with the high VAT. The government doesn't want to, decrease the VAT for the car or do the same thing like in Norway, no VAT. Or buy the car, the second car from abroad. And what's happened? We have the really big interest for the second-hand and used electric cars in Hungary. So the price is increasing. So it's this car is more expensive than the diesel or the other one. So if somebody wants to sell the electric cars from Germany, just go to Hungary or the surrounding countries because you can immediately sell it. Which is not good, because in this case we can't control the market, and the OEM is not really, open and force the market. But it's going to be changed quickly. But right now this is the situation. All of the TCO calculation has to be reviewed every year because it's changing, even in Germany, even in the CE countries.
Okay. I think if there's no other question, I would just take one question to you again, and then we would drink some coffee, because obviously our Danish person, our Danish representative is not here. Jetzt auf Deutsch. Politische Lage hat sich verändert in Ihrem Land. Was hat das für Auswirkungen auf die Entwicklung der Elektromobilität?
Momentan leider noch gar keine. Es wird immer noch sehr hart verhandelt und die Elektromobilität ist sowas von ein Randthema. Ich habe gestern bzw. vorige Woche erst länger mit einigen der Koalitionsverhandler diesbezüglich gesprochen, aber es ist zu erwarten, dass die Förderungen und die Vorteile für Elektromobilität weitergehen. Wir starten gerade eine Petition, weil nichts passiert momentan.
Dann vielen Dank an die drei Gesprächspartner jetzt auch nochmal. Jetzt machen wir erstmal 10 Minuten Kaffeepause und dann gucken wir mal, ob der Referent da ist. Sonst machen wir im Programm ganz normal weiter. Ja?
Gut.